Hello. So, I built this house, and it's for my Sims. Like it's for a specific challenge that I'm doing, which is the 100 Babies Challenge in The Sims 4. And my camera can really suck sometimes, so some of the recording kind of skips through a bit, so you don't get to see the entire build, which is really unfortunate because I worked really hard on it. But it is on my Sims 3, my Sims 4 profile. Like, I made it so you can actually like download it and play it. So if you want to play it, look on the Sims 3. I keep saying Sims 3. Look on the Sims 4, share area, whatever it's called, and just look up my username, QT Cat Carol. Capital CUTIE CATCAROL. And yeah, you can use it for yourself. It's a very modern build. It's not actually like, normally my builds are like kind of like old-fashioned houses, but it's very modern, which was definitely out of my comfort zone. But yeah, so I'm just gonna talk about me building it as I build it. So, well, as other me builds it. Alright, so let's watch what I'm doing. Okay, so this is like the first, it's deleted already. This is on like really fast speed, but basically like that little section that I just did, it was like my first attempt at a shape. This next shape is something that I like, I did base this off of a house that I saw that I really liked that was modern. So the shape is based off of that, but it's not an exact replica of the house. So right here, my footage paused again, and so it's gonna skip a gigantic chunk, and I'm so sorry about that, it kinda sucks. But yeah, okay, so I added a porch and the roofing, which is all slanted roofing, which definitely isn't my favorite. I also added like an upper floor area. So there's 2 rooms on the upstairs and then 1 large area on the bottom. And now I'm adding sort of a balcony deck sort of thing. Okay, so something that was really difficult was just finding things that would look good on the porch. It actually took a while, that's why it's so fast. Oh, and yeah, so it skipped again. The back, those little trims were really annoying to do, so I only did it to half the building instead of the entire building. And finding windows that I liked also took a while, because The Sims 4 doesn't really have many colors for your windows, which is unfortunate because I really wanted black windows, and then I had to start for dark brown, and then I decided, okay, I'm not sticking for dark brown, and I used the windows I didn't want to use just because they were black and it looked better with the house. So I added a bunch of windows, and the next thing I do is just add the color onto the house. So some of it's brick, some of it's gray and brown, some of it's just brown, and some of it's just gray. So it's really boring colors, to be honest. It doesn't turn out terrible. I actually think it kind of looks good, but of course I built it, so I kind of built it so that I liked it, and really this is going to be where my sim lives, so it doesn't really, I should be the one who likes it since my sim's going to be living there. So yeah, I added a bunch of windows. Oh yeah, okay, so I added the trimming on the bottom, and then I added some flowers, some trees, just some landscaping stuff, because I don't like it when the lot's pretty empty. I like to have some sort of nature. I was going to add a lot more plants inside, but I realized that I'm a little bit crazy when it comes to my personal Sims and plants. Like, I have plants everywhere in the house, because I personally love plants, especially houseplants. Alright, so I kept that little square. I'm pretty sure the footage is going to cut off again soon. Yep, it kind of cut off a little bit. It's going to cut off again definitely sooner, but basically what I did is I added a living room, a kitchen, and a baby's room downstairs. You're going to see me struggling with stairs for a couple minutes here, and then the upstairs room, the room that you're looking at right now, that becomes the teenager's room, because I have to deal with teens, and then the room off of the teenager's room is the mom's room. So, okay. Oh, what do you know, it didn't cut off. Okay, so that's going to be the kitchen, that's going to be the living room, and that's going to be the baby's room. I think it might cut out. Yeah, it cuts out right now. So I'll try to like fill you in on what happens during this section where it cuts out. Okay, so basically I was adding flooring and paint. I I think I partially decorated some of the walk-in area already. And that's what's coming up. I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm also trying to figure out what the hell is being skipped. It's a little rough. Oh, okay, so right there you can see like the wall is blue because I accidentally dyed the outside of the building blue. I don't fix it here, but in the final build when I'm like actually like I'm about to publish it, I noticed that and then fixed it. So it's gonna cut off anyway, so let me explain. So basically what happened is I noticed it, I fixed it, and so like right before I shared it, I fixed that little section so you won't have to deal with the ugly blue interior wall, it being part of the exterior. It's all just brown, so you're good. Alright, so this part it freezes quite a bit, which is really annoying, to be honest. Okay, there we are. So basically, it skipped a lot of me decorating the walk-in room, which I actually had a lot of trouble with because I was trying to make it look like a nice. Okay, it froze again. No, yeah, it did. Definitely froze again. Okay. I was trying to make like the interior walk-in area like really nice. I tried to add a bench because I was like, oh yeah, the kids can sit and they put on their shoes, and then I hated the bench, so I ended up adding like a white couch and a plant and stuff. Which doesn't look terrible, it actually looks quite nice. But yeah, so this walk-in area kind of gave me trouble because I didn't really know how to decorate it, but I wanted it to be decorated because of course you want your house to be fully decorated, you know? Basically I think, oh, I remember what we missed, what was skipped. So basically I spent like 10 minutes trying to figure out like the floor color and like the wall color of the walk-in area, and then I decided I was just going to match it with the living room. Because I just couldn't find anything that looked good. It was very frustrating. So yeah, that's what you guys missed. It wasn't really much, it was just me struggling to find the correct color to use, which was a little bit of a pain, but I digress. So I think it's gonna cut off again soon, if I'm remembering correctly. I use the QuickTime player for Mac, and unfortunately a lot of the times it doesn't really work with The Sims 4. If anyone has any like suggestions for like a screen recorder for Mac that I could use for specifically The Sims 4, that'd be great. Because I get really frustrated when my footage cuts out, especially when I want to make a Let's Play. I want to do the Let's Play of my 100 Babies Challenge, which this house is being built for, you know, on my channel. But I'm a little bit nervous about doing that, especially since it's cutting off so much, but we'll see how it goes. Any suggestions for, video, like screen recorders, I will take them and I will be much appreciated. I will appreciate you very much. Okay, so yeah, I'm just still pining over like environment. I couldn't choose a painting that I liked. I was thinking about maybe the Tragic Clown for a bit, but I decided not to go for that in there because I don't really like clowns. No offense to the Tragic Clown. Alright, so let's see if I skip again. I'm just trying to like figure out where it skips. This is a 9, like this is also like, I think that at this point it stops being in fast mode, but for the first part I was doing 5 times speed, so I'm pretty sure it's normal speed again. But it might cut out again soon. Anyway, the bathroom's pretty simple. There's not really much to say there. Oh yeah, I actually really, really love the tiny house stuff, like the pack. I would use more of it in this, but I just didn't. I didn't feel like it. I'm sorry if you see my mouse and like go on screen a couple times. Like QuickTime Player has been giving me like such a hard time that I have to like record my recording. So that's what that is if it pops up on screen. So I'm super sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. It was just my hand slipped while I was like doing things in the background while it was re-recording. I'm trying to find the most efficient way to do things, but sometimes it's a little rough, you know. But oh yeah, I put a Plum Bob picture in the bathroom. Don't know why. Didn't really like it that much. Alright, so I do the toddler's room now. Yeah, there's really not much I did. I put 4 beds, 2 quote-unquote boy beds and 2 quote-unquote girl beds. And then I did the same thing with like the high chairs, and then I put a single purple, because purple's my favorite color, toddler, what's it called, potty chair. And then I added some decorations in the baby's room, but not a lot. The teenager's room is even more bare because I just didn't feel like putting a lot in. It's just like 4 beds, again, 2 quote-unquote boy beds and 2 quote-unquote girl beds. I don't really like gendering objects, but I thought it was kind of cute to have like the mirrored things but different colors. In the baby's room I also added 1 stuffed animal because I thought it was cute. In the teen's room there's literally just 4 beds though. It's literally nothing. The mom's room is also pretty bare. There's a closet for woohooing. She has a double bed for woohooing. And she has like 2 bedside tables. So during the Let's Play I'll probably add more into the house. I just wanted kind of a base house for her to move in. And I had my starting funds be whatever was left over from the build. So I started with quite a bit of money and I ended like with 132,000, I believe. And the reason why I kept so much money is just because it would be nice to have some starting money that could be able to afford this house, because this house is a couple grand. So, well, it's not a couple grand, it's like a couple of $100,000 of money. So the bills are going to be like 2,000 to 4,000 simoleons depending. And I wanted a nice starter house because I like building houses. My houses aren't always the best. I'm not very creative with a lot of them. I'm planning on doing some more creative builds at some point. Not all of them will be posted, but again, if you want to like look at my builds, you can just check out my profile in Origin. Again, it's Cutie Cat Carol. And yeah, so we're in the dining room now. It took me a bit to pick a lamp, but now I'm adding the long table because I'm going to have lots of kids and I want somewhere to be able to eat and do homework. Honestly, I did add like a little counter with like stools in the kitchen, so that's probably where most of the kids will like eat. But I wanted a room where they could just sit and do their homework away from their mother, because I'm going to be driven nuts by them, I'm sure, just because of all the kids. I like the kids, I love kids, especially in real life, but in The Sims, they're kind of annoying to manage because like they need you every 5 seconds, especially like babies. So that's going to be fun. I've also kind of added some arbitrary rules to the challenge to make it harder for me, because, having 100 kids isn't hard enough, right? Here I am pining over what curtain to use, because I didn't like all of them from my like 3-paned window that I made. And then I found this ugly curtain that I really don't like anymore. So I think I only picked it because it fit. So I think I'm going to change that during the Let's Play. But we'll see. I'm pretty sure the footage is going to cut out again soon. But if it does, I'll just explain what you missed. I'm going to be doing the kitchen and the living room at this point. And then I'm going to go upstairs, do the teenage bedroom, and do the adult's bedroom. So am I the only one who just hates the way every single light looks in The Sims 4? Like, don't get me wrong, I hate a lot of the objects in The Sims 4. It's not just the lights. But a lot of the objects, I just find I can't find a color I like, or a color that matches like the color of the room that I've chosen. A lot of like the wallpapers and stuff I find unusable because you would never see them, Like, if I was making like a ridiculous sim, maybe I would choose that, but I don't know. A lot of it I just don't like. So I always find it really hard to like make like the rooms and stuff look how I want them to, because nothing is quite the color that I want it to be. Like, I kind of wanted this to be like a more, cutesy house. I want it to be modern, but I also kind of want it to be like my own aesthetic, which is generally like goth and cutesy. And with like the dining room and the kitchen, I did black mostly as the like main color and darker colors, which is more goth. But I find like the pastel colors are too pastel, like they're not something I'd actually have in a house, so I don't like to use them. And then I just kind of just went for a regular modern build at that point because I didn't see a point. In general, I find this house is really underfurnished. Normally I would add like cabinets and stuff, In the living room I would add more because it's a giant living room, but at the same time I didn't want to spend too much time on the house because it's not really about the house. Like, this Let's Play isn't about the house, it's about having a million kids. And that was my main goal, so I wanted to like mostly focus on the areas that were more important, which is my main sim, and then my kids and the teens. So that's what I've been mostly focusing on. Alright, so it does cut off here. Basically, it cuts off while I'm doing the entire living room. So while that's cutting off, I'm gonna go grab something. So be right back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, yeah, so it cut off now anyway. But yeah, so basically it's gonna suddenly like jump to like the living room being finished for the most part. I think the only things I don't put down are like a chess table and a guitar and a microphone. And the microphone just goes into the walk-in area anyway. So let's give this some time to buffer while it figures out like what QuickTime Player like completely misses everything I do. And there you go. There's my entire living room basically done, except for the coffee table and like a couple skill things. And before you come at me telling me how ugly the living room is, I know, fam, I know. But I didn't want to spend too much time on the living room, especially when I didn't have really anything in mind what to do, so I just put down the placement furniture until I change it later, inevitably. The problem with me in like large living rooms like the one that I have here is I never know how to fill them if my living room is too big. But I wanted a large house because I'm going to have a lot of Sims, so I wanted there to be like room to move around, and I didn't want it to feel super cramped. I wanted it to feel more open. So yeah, so it's a very open living room, and unfortunately because of that, it's not going to be very filled. Like it's going to feel really, really cramped. Really empty is the word I was looking for. Also, now that I'm looking at this, I really regret only making one bathroom. There's gonna be like 8 to 10 Sims in my house at any given point. So that's not gonna be fun. My goal is to kind of have like every single time I level up my babies, I like, you know, into like children, I have more babies. And I'm gonna like try to do it as fast as possible because I need to have 100 babies. Maybe more, I don't know. I'm gonna try to go for 100. If I end up doing that pretty quickly, which I doubt I will do, we will go for 200. So, because no one's gone for 200 babies, and I'm not gonna say I am, because that seems really ambitious. Oh, okay, so it skips here. It completely skips me making the teens room. So basically, I add some lights, and then I put 4 beds down, and that's it. And then it just skips the entire thing. You can kind of see like the bed in the next cut. But you can't really see it. So I had 2 guitar beds and then 2 like red flowery beds, and that's it. Alright, and then we're on to the mom's room. So for the mom's room, I just add a bed. I believe it's just a white fancy bed. Yeah, so it's just a plain white bed, and then I add 2 plain white tables and a plain white dresser. Yeah, and then I add a closet, which takes me a bit to find the placement, and then I just place it like right directly next to the door, facing towards the windows. So it's not in a great spot, but it's also a giant closet. I didn't actually plan for it. And then I added like 2 bedside lights. And then the footage cuts off again, so I'm just gonna like stop it here because you don't even get. Oh, I also add a like little rat enclosure thing so I can have a pet. So the reason why I'm not showing you that is because it cuts off right as I'm about to add the rat enclosure, and then you don't get to see the end of the house. But so yeah. You can see it basically like the exterior pretty much looks the same as when I was building it. But yeah, so that's the interior build and stuff, and unfortunately a lot of it, my footage got cut off which is really annoying and I don't appreciate it. But such is life. And we will try to move forward a little bit more with that and make it so that like my footage maybe doesn't cut off as much. I'm gonna try to figure that out because I really want to do that Let's Play and show you guys everything about it, which would be great because I do challenges like that on my own, but I've never had one on this channel. So I really want that to happen. Alright, so that's the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you want to ever play in this house, feel free to go take it from my origin in this, you know, in the sharing content thing that I keep forgetting what it's called. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you liked it, please hit that thumbs up button. Comment down below. I'd love to hear your comments and hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.